from the Dominican Republic. Live.
It's just Sunday.
It's Sunday night! I forgot we have the mics on now, so it'll be
don't
probably the bug sound is going to be quite a bit less buggy.
If you notice, not because the bugs are less buggy, because they're still singing their beautiful song.
They are.
We decided to use the microphones that we have, so.
What? We can barely hear you. People for like 4 months were like, sorry.
Too bad we can't solve that problem with
Too bad
the
we don't have
microphones
technology
that
that we use for other things, but not for the live. So sorry about that, live people. You deserve to have better sound quality.
We're changing that
today. Moving
right
forward.
Now.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we talking about this week? Well, first of all, what are we drinking right now? What's this drink called, Chelsea?
Is that a Symmetry Sunset?
Symmetry Sunset. You see the color differentiation with the fresh fruit in it? Yep. This is called a Symmetry Sunset with watermelon juice.
Oh. I don't like the watermelon juice because it's chunky, but maybe you would. It's just blended up watermelon. Turns out not much juicing happened, just blending.
Try to watermelon smoothie. Yeah. Okay. So what are we talking about today, Chelsea? What are the highlights of the week?
Oh. Were there other things we want to talk about other than the camp?
I don't know. Trying to see where it goes.
Okay. Well, let's start with camp. That is the biggest thing on my mind. We had our first ever Chicas Campamento de Symmetry, something along those lines. We didn't really name it so much.
We're not good in the whole like making up creative names that are like.
We are good at that. We just do it a lot. No, maybe we're not good at that.
No, I don't think we are.
But we spend a lot of time coming up with names for things. But then
they never catch. You know, it's never like it's like. I like that.
Love that.
We think people will, but then they just don't.
So, our friend Joanna
Cairo Camp
runs the children's ministry, Joanna's children's ministry. She also does women's ministry in Nuevo Progreso, which is, if you haven't already heard, a barrio here that is a missionary-built community, which... if you've ever participated in a mission trip or seen videos at church or something of mission work going, like Habitat for Humanity style, where they like go in and build like a very simple cinder block, maybe 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom, but quite compact homes,
packed into a neighborhood,
and then just like line them up. And so that's the community where we have been serving for the last couple of years now, probably. Maybe a year, I don't know, where we go and participate with Joanna with her children's ministry and bring largely chiropractic care, but also people have...
We've done fundraisers.
Yeah, different fundraisers that we've been able to provide for needs in the community also, especially after Christmas or after storm seasons, things like that, because most of the people in the community are living in poverty,
it's below.
All the people that live in that community are living in poverty, I would say. It's
like a different kind of poverty. It's like poverty here, it's like your kids have iPhones. Like poverty there is like they have.
When you say here,
like I mean like United States of America. Like most people watching this.
You're saying here as the United States of America?
No, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I don't know which one I use.
The kids have iPhones. You said here.
No, like I meant like when I'm saying here, like I mean like the U.S. And it's like poverty in the U.S. Like everyone still has iPhones. Like they still have all their basic things. They get to go to school. They have all things that they need. They get free lunches. It's like at school. Like poverty here means it's like they don't have school supplies. They have
That's
one
not to say
meal.
there's no extreme poverty in the United States also, yeah.
But like people like I feel like back home it's like poverty families. Like I grew up in a poverty family.
Yeah.
But we still were able to go to school. We still had school supplies, right? Like I grew up in a trailer with like 3 brothers, but it's like the poverty here is like a level. It's like another level of desperation that's like kind of hard to
picture.
Because even like going into poor neighborhoods with doing like the Christmas dinner delivery with Rotary.
Yeah.
Like I didn't go to places that were as poor as here.
Here it's like people like have Crocs, like knockoff brand Crocs, and they like sew them together as they're falling apart, you know, like, and I, you know, it's like very.
And they're happy about it. They're like, that's like, I can sew my shoes.
Yeah. So we, Joanna does the children's ministry there where she teaches English. She teaches Bible study.
Feeds these
and
kids.
then the birth of it was just her feeding the kids that came to her house, and then that has transformed into doing ministry. But yes, she always feeds them because a lot of the kids only have one meal a day, or it's just like snacks and things, whatever they can scrounge, basically. And so she always tries to like give them something and like
that's like nutritious and like food or rice and beans.
It's not like she's like affluent and like has a lot of money to throw around, but like, you know, she's like buy a watermelon, or she's, you know, will seek out, you know, organizations to support them and donate, you know, but so that she can provide something for the children. But so she does all of that all of the time anyway. And so once we became friends with her and we were doing that, she was like, what do you think about hosting a camp? I would like to bring the girls. Like, she had a specific group of girls because she serves tons of kids, you know, and so it's not really feasible to like bring them all out here and supervise them all, and not to mention littler kids, you know, their families wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable sending them away. In the same way, I'm sure most of us would not feel comfortable sending our littler children away for the day. So she
and it's like a weird cultural thing too, because it's like this is like it's like they need to be here working.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
The idea of like these children are going to go experience something that's going to help them to have like set their bar a little bit higher. It's like they can't see that far into the future. They're like, no, there's work that needs to be done here in the house. So it's like, no, they need to stay here and work. And that's like kind of the sad part. It's like in the vicious cycle of like these kids repeat the same familiar cycles, because it's like, no, don't do more to be more. Like, you need to do what we need to do here.
It's very much a day by day, which is an understandable mentality to have when you're scraping by day by day. You know, it's like, what do we need to do today to get our rice and beans to feed the family today? You know, so.
And if I could, can I tell a story? Yeah. So it's like we were there doing the garbage cleanup for a week, which we got to touch on that also. That's yeah. So we're like, this is to give you an idea. So we'll go to this community and we're like, we're gonna ask these kids if they'll just help us clean up garbage. And all these kids, the adults, not one single adult came out to help. It was just Joanna and this group of women and girls.
Yes.
And we like
another expat that is has supports Joanna.
Yes.
Yeah,
Vika. And then we just like cleaned up like it was like 13 bags of garbage, something like crazy like that. And while we're there, I mean, like abuse is so rampant in these communities, because it's like you think of our ghettos that we have now, right? How much crime and poverty that is there. That's basically this missionary housing. It's like they go in, good intentions, they build houses, but they don't build skills. They don't build a culture of health. So it's while we're there, this girl comes up and she's crying, and she's like, my husband, who has been beating me and cheating on me, is now at my house. I kicked him out.
She left, I think.
She left, that's right. She left.
Yeah.
He came back, and then he's taking her stuff and burning it with gasoline in their front yard. Yeah,
so she just like came up for Joanna for help, because we didn't touch on this week, but Joanna also does women's ministry. Yes. So she also just supports a lot of women in the community and trying to help them realize that there's just more out there.
You deserve better than that.
You can support yourself. You don't have to be at the whim of whatever man happened to be willing to give you the time of day. And computer skills, English, and then also just helping them like organize themselves. Like if you have a skill, you can sell it. You can make empanadas. Let's figure out how to help you sell empanadas. Yeah. You make popsicles, candles, soaps, and she like has helped many women like just figure out how to make money for themselves so that they're not relying on like, well, this man abuses me and is not faithful to me and abuses my children, and what other option do I have other than prostitution? So continue your story.
Well, so then so for me, I'm a little bit broken inside in here, where I kind of crave conflict, and so my response is, let's go to their house, and then
Let's go help solve this problem.
Let's go help solve this problem in a very
confrontational
way, like Jesus. Okay. So
that's the goal, at least.
It doesn't often play out that way. When I say often, 100% of the time. And so, but then Joanna, again, it's like she's so wise, and she has climbed this ladder of being in a bad situation to be in a quite a bit better situation, still within this neighborhood. And she's like, Devin, you don't get it. Like, they have to learn how to solve the problem themselves, right? Like, you go in, you step in, it's like, okay, now maybe we solve it today, but she doesn't learn how to solve this problem, right? So instead, it's like police come, they get involved, and so that's just that's like the socially acceptable normal level that is these children's normal.
Yeah, and it's like the thing they speak of, like chaos is like a word that they all use, like even like when we were cleaning up and then we were reflecting with the kiddos after the garbage cleanup, and it's like, what, like, how do you feel about helping clean up your community today? And that someone was like, I don't like living in chaos. I don't like living in, it stinks, I don't like the chaos everywhere. And so it felt good to like help get rid of some of the chaos. And so it's just, I would imagine that many of us, I know for myself living in the United States, the vast majority of children that I've ever encountered will probably never describe their home or their community as like chaos,
And even like working on a reservation, right?
Well, a lot of the kids there would, but yeah, so there certainly are, that exists in the United States too. So to say that doesn't. But
that's similar situation, isn't it?
But it's more rampant here, and that's
more
like
common.
the thing. Like when people say, like when it, like, you can help anywhere. Like, why do you have to go to a different country to help? And it's like, you don't. You can help anywhere. But the great thing about being here is that if you are here, if you did choose this place, like, it's really easy to find people to help.
Yes. And it's like
which is great because we're here to help.
It's like so immediate too.
Yeah. So were you done with your story?
Well, I think it, like, that segues perfectly into like the whole like what's happening today. What happened today with the adults? So we set up this like
garbage
cleanup with kids and like with.
So maybe let's like back up a little bit. So Joanna had the idea to run the kids camp, and at that time she was thinking that they could pay for it. And she's like, if I talk to the parents right after payday and I'm able to explain to them like what this day would mean for the kids and like getting them out, getting them to like see the world beyond like the barrio, because she's like, most of these children like never leave the barrio. Like, that's all they know. They know this life, maybe going to the river every once in a while, maybe if their family likes to take a fun day every once in a while. But even like the beach is like a couple miles away and doesn't cost anything to go. It's like, still, it's like a lot of them don't even ever go and like look at the ocean, find the peace, find the quiet. In the chaos, right? So originally Joanna was like, I think they can pay. I think I can get people to pay. And she's like, I just don't know. I don't know how much they can pay. I don't know how many of them will be able to pay. So that's when Devin and I are like, I think if we reach out online, we could probably get people, and then we can see how many kids you can get that can pay, how many sponsors we can get, and then we can work from there to find out like how many kids, because obviously we want as many kiddos as possible. And then when it came down to it, she was like able to get very, very few. Even like the girls were like trying to like earn it themselves, like selling popcorn or like working for neighbors. But like when you're working for neighbors who also don't have money, like, it's going to take a while to make enough money. And then also you have you're making money and then your family doesn't have any food that day. So it's like, I'm trying to save this money to go to this camp, but also we have no food today. So I'm going to just spend that money on rice and beans. Yeah.
Because there's tons of fruit everywhere, but there's no protein.
Yeah.
And like meat is not cheap here. Like meat is
It's the same, yeah. As
comparable as Washington
yeah.
State. Yeah. And so.
And that's the thing about the missionary communities too, like there's no property, so like there's no ability for the people that have taken advantage of that to farm or to raise their own
and they're
food.
remote, and they're like removed from any, like wherever they could, right?
They're in the city.
So
we organize the garbage pickup.
So we're like, okay, so and this is the thing that's been very heavy on our hearts. It's like we love to serve and we love to help, but we also understand it's like giving something to somebody is not the same as teaching them how to get it for themselves.
And it's even more like here where it's like every single person you meet has need, you know.
How do you give a service to everybody?
You can't just be like, I'm just going to serve everybody. Like you can't. Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay, we don't have enough money.
No.
Yeah.
Or energy or anything.
And again, it's not really why we're here. Like we're here like make a difference, not
just like give as much as we can and then have it mean nothing in the end, you know, like fed that person for the day. Not to like quote the idiom, but
Right. And so we came up with this idea of like, well, what if and what if we just open it up as like would you come out and help? Like, because it's like really what we want to do is we want to feed into the future leaders of these communities. Like Joanna is she's unreal, because it's like starving person, no house, multiple kids, different dads, super rough childhood to like first baby at 15, and it's like to learning English and then being able to pull herself up and develop skill sets that then has been able to her first thing that she does is serve her community, like feed other kids.
Yeah. It's
like that's what we want to encourage. We want to encourage these like Christ-like leaders within this community. And we want
within any community,
Within any community. This is just the one we have a relationship with.
Yeah.
And so we decided to host this like garbage cleanup.
Yeah, so we thought like, okay, we had a very generous sponsors from Washington. I think they were all Washington state people that we know from Washington. Who
Rose, Leanne,
Dan and Marge,
Bree, Jenny,
Sarah,
Shannon, who I don't know, we've never met.
I know Shannon.
Downey.
Yeah.
You know Shannon?
Yeah, she's a relative of mine.
Yeah.
And Sarah.
And Sarah caught that problem. Yeah.
Who all donated, some of them donating for more than two children. And so we were able to say, okay, we can cover the costs of the camp, but we don't want to just like be like, it's a free camp, come on kids, have a fun day. We still wanted to like have a way of being like the girls feel like they are earning something for themselves and it's not just something that somebody's giving them. That's where the garbage cleanup came in.
And we thought okay, so we've been going in, we provide chiropractic care, and chiropractic care creates neuroplasticity, allows people to then have rapid changes and heal. And it's like this, in essence, our goal is to teach them how to serve, so then they can then develop a Christ-like mentality and then be successful. Because that's just how we've been successful. Like when people look at our life and they're like, oh, isn't this crazy? But it's like, it's been very simple our entire life. And we're like, that's all we just need to teach kids to do, is just like serve, and then God will like pump through your life. So we're like, well, why not have that training start before they even get here? And so they showed up, and I was blown away. It was so freaking hot that day.
It's always hot.
It was like direct sun.
Yeah.
There's Bree's on there.
Oh, hey Bree.
Thanks for sponsoring a kid.
We showed up the garbage day. The girls were all excited to do it.
Yeah.
Great spirits just went through. And it's so interesting because it's very garbagey everywhere, you know? And even like when we first moved here, like the bottom of our property is a typical
Haitian village.
Or like just typical anywhere in the Dominican Republic, anywhere where people are living, like that are in close quarters, let's say, there's the fair amount of garbage. And the typical way of dealing with that is you sweep it up with all the leaves and stuff and burn it, and then there you go. So, but we were like making it like a daily thing for a while, where we were going down with our kids and just picking up garbage, just on the street out at the bottom of our property. And even then, it was like there was like this little old lady in particular.
Oh God.
Yeah, who went out and she starts like pointing to Devin, like showing him where the garbage pieces are so he could pick it up, and he's like, "You can pick up your own garbage, lady." Like,
she's so old. I love Olga.
But yeah, so it was like just like a funny thing because it's like, "Oh, you're out here to clean? There's some over there. Missed a spot."
Let me be helpful.
And so it is like one of those things that which I understand, and we've had people say it to us here too. It's like, why bother picking that up? Like, there's so much garbage, like. It's not going to make a difference. But the girls had a great attitude about it. Everybody just dove in.
But the crazy thing is, many of the parents said, "No, you can't go pick up garbage.
Yeah,
we're not going to do that."
When we arrived, nobody was there, and then Joanna was like, "I'm on the phone. I'm trying." They were supposed to be here. I don't know. And then we had a handful of girls come to start, and then she's like, "We're going to start with these girls, and then we'll pick up more kids as we go." But she was like on the phone with like several parents, and she's like, they won't let them come. They said once they found
we're
out,
not doing that.
Even though these girls spend every Saturday morning with Joanna at the community center, so it wasn't like the time or something or them leaving, like they needed them at the house. It was just like once they learned, like, oh, you're doing a garbage pickup. No, we're gonna keep them home. And I think that. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think that it was just because like, oh, you're going to go clean up the neighborhood? Like, if you're going to be going and cleaning, like, come clean our home. Come work in our home,
Yes.
which is understandable when you have things to be done. And especially, like, it takes something to be... I feel like all of us are probably like that to a certain extent, where we're like, oh, I'm going to go donate my time to somebody else. I'm going to go serve my community in this way. When you have plenty of things... All of us have plenty of things at home that we could be doing, So it takes a intention to be like, no, it is important for my soul to go serve other people, even though I have plenty of things to do for myself,
Yeah. And that's like where it's like a little more goosebumpy for me. Because then we're going, and like all these kids like start to come out of their houses, right? Mm-hmm. No adults.
The adults would watch.
And they would be like,
yeah.
Like, they'd be like, thumbs up to you. But these little toddler kids.
Little kids, yeah.
Like, they were better than the older kids.
They just start coming over. They'd like come take the, I help. And like, yeah. And then it's like, as I'm like going down the street, I'm like, does your mom know you're here? See? Like, okay, let's do it. Let's clean up.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's fun to clean up garbage. I'm like, yeah, it is. So fun.
Yeah.
So it's like they just have the best attitude about it. And it's like, this super fun activity is outside your doorstep every day.
Which then leads to the crazy thing that I was not expecting. Mm-hmm. Is so now, and we gotta get we'll get the next week. We'll know the update, but like Joanna. So we did the camp yesterday, and then Joanna said that they planned. Like the community all talk to each other, and they're like, well, let's do a community-wide garbage cleanup today on Sunday. So it's this wild thing of like this
she's like, we got inspiration after
like a dozen
seeing the
kids
cleaning up, that like we should just all get together and do it.
Yeah.
And Joanna had said, like, as we were cleaning up, she's like, next time we just need to get everybody. We need to like, and one of the girls even had the idea. She was like, next time we should take it wasn't like for a community cleanup, but one of the little girls was like, we should make flyers to pass out to all of the people in our community, telling them not to throw garbage in the streets. Everyone's like, it's a great idea.
Again, it seems so simple.
No.
But it is just a habit.
It is a habit, and it is like such a thing where like it feels like such a drop in the bucket, which it does. Even I remember Davis when he was here, it was like, even us we would like when we're out in like the woods, we're like, oh, find a bottle, find a garbage bag, and we'd pick it up. Like, cause our property is pretty lovely, and it doesn't have a lot of garbage. Obviously, it's been well cared for many years. And he'd be like, why are you doing that? There's so much garbage. Like, we're like,
because it's the right thing to do.
It's our property, and we want it to be clean. Of course, we're gonna pick up garbage. And same, he'd be like, about the community cleanup stuff. He's like, oh, there's so much garbage everywhere. Like, why bother? Who cares if you throw garbage out? There's so much garbage, which is the mentality, because it seems like common sense. Obviously, if there's 100 bottles, like, what's one more? You know, which is and the opposite is also true. It's like, well, what's one less, right?
Yeah.
What's one less?
What's one less? Seems like, yeah, there is. There's the catchphrase is never going to catch on. I'm not good at it.
But here we are, just
throwing them out.
Rapid firing them. So last week we did the garbage cleanup for the girls.
Inspired.
And then this morning they did a community-wide one. But yesterday we hosted the camp. So Junior and Joanna came out. They brought the girls from the community.
So we got like a bus. That's kind of like one of the biggest costs. Is like transportation, like getting a bus to pick them up from. And this is like the thing that we wanted to make it, again, an experience that will like shift their brain. Mm-hmm. Like imagine if you can. Like you have a meal a day. Your mom stays home. She's most likely abused regularly in front of you. As a child, you take care of your siblings. The father then...
It's also very common to have lots of children.
Lots of kids. And now, like in their mind, it's like, this is the way that life will be. Mm-hmm. There is no other possibility.
Mm-hmm. And that was Joanna's main goal. She was like, I just want them to see that there's a whole world out there. I want them to just see that there's other ways to do life than what their experience is, because they don't get to experience that.
Yeah. So we like wanted it to be a full experience. Like they didn't get packed here in a car. Like they had like a bus pick them up. They earned their trip. They did their day work. And then, so they got dropped off. And the bus ride itself was like a fun thing, right? You know, that's an experience in itself.
Yeah, definitely.
So then they get dropped off at our drive. So our driveway is a mile long. Mm-hmm. We have a rusty metal gate that's at the bottom of our driveway, and then we have a mile long driveway up the hill, up through farmland,
lush,
like think Jurassic Park, like jungle level, overgrown jungle, like, and then
with a driveway.
And then we have this like steep hill where it's like, I mean, it is like this.
It's very steep, yeah.
So they come there and then we have like our kickoff.
They were all I'm like, okay, has Joanna kind of explained it? They were like ready to go. They were like, hi, thank you. And then they're like starting going, because Joanna had already told them that we were starting. It's like, no, wait, we want to talk to you first. Like they were ready for their trek up the mountain, because they were going to do the first mile running or walking or a combination thereof. Yeah. So we did the welcome.
And like the welcome, it's so my Spanish is very not good, and it's probably equivocal to my English. Very not good.
It's a good one. Very not good.
Very good, not good. And so it's like our conversation with them was like, it was basically like the whole purpose of like everything we're working with them is like, you know, we are ordinary people, but we have lived a very blessed and extraordinary life based on really like a couple basic principles. Like do the right thing and do things that are hard. Even if everyone else around you is saying, that's not the smart thing to do, that's not the right thing to do, like look at Christ's example, follow that, and then do hard things. And so we're like, so we're going to start off with running, because running is hard, because like when a person does something hard that everyone else around them is like, don't do that, that's hard, it allows Christ to like make his place in people's hearts. And then like the more space you make there, the more God is able to work through you. And then when you look back in your life, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm incredibly blessed for doing this. And that's really like the whole purpose of like doing the running, doing the yoga, everything, doing the service projects is like start to instill that mindset, that Christ mindset into these kids. And it's like, yeah, they were just like, let's go. And so then we ran them, and then we like got to the bottom of this hill, which is a quarter mile. And I don't forget, it's like 200 feet of elevation change. It's significant. And I was like, okay, first 3 girls to get to the top of this hill win a prize. And if anyone beats me, they get my hat. And it was like, I was so, I'm expecting teenagers, like, which, you know, it seemed like to me, like, have like this, like, I don't care, you know, idea. Like, these girls were like ready to race.
No, oh yeah, they were like chomping at the bit, like racehorses at the gate. We're like, no, wait. Anytime we want to talk, I'm like, no, wait, we're gonna talk first.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went for it. So great. They were.
And did
I think they didn't also know how long it was going to be. So
it's a long. A quarter mile is a long way.
Took off, and then they were like, whoo, petered
Yeah.
off. Like, yeah, it's long. You got a ways to go yet, because I feel like they're like, okay, we're running. And we're like, Beckett and Callan are the finish line when you get to Beckett and Callan. They were a ways out there, but they did awesome. And
I still got my hat.
Yeah, Devin got to keep his hat.
Part of me was like,
none of the girls seemed to really care about the hat either. They were
no,
like,
they weren't super excited about that. I think clearly
his
has,
old sweaty,
like,
disgusting,
so much
smashed
sweat.
hat.
It's like white.
Like this
from the
hat.
crisp.
They're like,
Okay. I'll slow down at the
end. So we did the race, and then we did yoga in the yoga loft. It's so fun. Like, anytime people come up here, there's always like the moment, which is the same moment we have like every day when we wake up here.
Yes,
and you're like,
it does not go away.
wow, so pretty. Just anytime you're
Bree,
somewhere
you know
that
it.
has like a vista, you know, which just the valley and the hills and stuff is just like very impactful, I think, you know, and especially here, we always say, like, for us even, it's like this juxtaposition, which we love the Dominican Republic. We love going into the barrios. We love going to the city. We love being at the restaurants when they're like bustling and the music is blasting, or the beaches, you know, when they're packed. And there are also tons of beaches here that are like empty, you know, but we have that juxtaposition of there's like so much energy in the chaos, right? And then to come here, it's like, and you can't, it's not something you have to intentionally do. Yeah. Thanks, Bree. It is the best. You're the best.
You know this spot right here, Bree.
Looks, see the night sky a little bit out there?
Yep.
Horizon. So I can imagine that for people that have lived their entire life
In
in
ghetto
that
kind of area, yeah.
that it's even more so, and so it's very
I love it. Like
sweet
the
and
girls
special,
walk in
just
and like
everything.
watch
They're
them walk in and they go,
oh, yeah. Que lindo, que lindo.
so
It's
beautiful.
so cute. But they, it was also like one of the things that like I love is it just connecting with nature here. And, you know, anytime you go hiking or going to the mountains or go swim in the ocean or lake or something, you know, and again, so the Dominican countryside, the Dominican country is just so beautiful. But even like when you're in the barrio, like if you like look up, chairs are waiting. They are waiting for you. Hey. We have put your name on that chair. Actually, we never
carved
sit
it in
it
by hand.
So we were like, you know, if you look up when you're in the barrio, like you can see like, wow, like it's gorgeous, like palm trees, and you can see like the valleys in the distance and stuff. But it's like blinders, I think, when you're in there,
it's
and just even like the dogs barking, and you can always hear people yelling and like, you know, because Dominican people are just an energetic people anyway, so yelling.
Even if it's like you're having a regular conversation,
yeah,
it feels like they're yelling. Callan's like, why are they fighting all the time? I'm like, oh, they're she's like, you were just fighting with those people. I'm like, no, actually, I was just talking about the dimensions of the door that they're building out. Like
it's just a lot of energy.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like
it can feel like a lot.
It feels like yelling energy.
But so even we're always like, it's funny to us because we've had a lot of different friends that have come to visit that are Dominican, and like there's a lot of like lizards and geckos, like any like Florida or Hawaii, you know, like, and people will come and they'll be like, ah, like they're scared of like frogs and like little bitty like geckos and things.
Scorpions.
Not scorpions. But like, it's like, what? You don't see these like all the time every day? No, they do, but they just think that everything is dangerous and that like they just kill everything. And so we were like walking up the last like chunk after the like race. We still had a little chunk until where we were doing yoga. And there was like, just like, there was like a millipede. We have those big fat millipedes here that are completely harmless. And Callan like loves to, if he gets one, he'll just like hold it all day long. I have so many pictures of him like doing his schoolwork with like a millipede in one hand, or he'll like make a barrier on his table and then let it crawl around as he's doing his work. But they saw it and they're like, ah, you know, and then they're screaming and they're all, and Joanna's like, don't kill it, don't kill it. And she's like, you got to tell them, because like we Dominicans, we just kill everything. She's like, Joanna, like not me anymore, because she always says like they've learned to be economico from us.
Economico.
But so they're like poking at it, and so I just like go and I'm like picked it up and I'm like, it's not gonna hurt you, it's not gonna harm, they're good. And so then immediately they're like, oh, there's several girls, all of them, it's like even the ones that are afraid of it are like, oh, like want to touch it and just like have this like and I'm like, it was just like is impactful to me, just this like little thing, like finding a millipede on the path is like this huge thing for them. Like, whoa, what is this thing? Like
something scary.
Yeah, and like it just seems like such for us, like, because our Dominican experience has been full of all sorts of creatures. So it seems like that's what the Dominican Republic is. That's what
that was
it's
our
like
first
being
when
in
we
a
first looked at this
tropical
property. Like Callan had in his hand.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, totally. Like the first.
It looks dangerous.
It's a large insect. We're not used to large insects in Washington, but there are plenty of them here, and most of them very harmless. So we, that for me was just like fun too. It was just little things like that. Like, look, nature's not out to get you. Like, it's actually a good thing to be in nature and to touch grass, or in this case, touch bugs. So we then got up, went and gave them a second because they were like fish and turtles in the pond and just enjoying the views and things like that. And then we went and did yoga, which here, they're coming from we're very like Catholic. If you're Christian here, you're like not necessarily Catholic,
no,
but similar to Catholic in that it's
strict,
very rigid.
Like shame-oriented, rigid.
Yeah, like you don't wear shorts,
no,
you don't.
Too sexy.
And it's like very much like from what we've been told and our understanding, it's like, look at what you're doing wrong, look what they're doing wrong, kind of a religion. Yes. or if you are a Christian, then like that is, you follow the rules and you behave in this way, and then you look at all the people that aren't doing it right? And it also, is right next to Haiti, which has a large history with voodoo. So the other thing with Christians in the Dominican Republic, they're very anti anything that would have to do with like idolicism or anything that could be related to like voodoo or
not Catholicism.
Just anything, that could be like out of line with Christianity. And so like even things like Penny had gotten a little like necklace of a Taino fertility god pendant when we were learning about the Bay. And, for us, it's like, it's like a little historical thing, because the Taino people were the indigenous people of the Dominican Republic, and the Atabey was their goddess of fertility and the ocean. And actually, I don't think she was of the ocean, so don't quote me on that. But anyway, I think she was like a freshwater. But anyway, I need to read up, obviously. But she, our friend's daughter, Joanna's daughter, Alicia, was like, oh, that's bad. You shouldn't have that. That's an idol, And so just like this, and we're like, well, for us, it's not an idol. For us, it's just a historical
symbol.
Icon, Yeah, like it doesn't mean anything to us other than like, oh, isn't this interesting? The country that we live in has this history. And so with that, like Joanna has said, like sometimes when she's talking about like having Christians come out here and they're like, oh, yoga, like, yoga's not Christian. And she's like, no, that's not what it, because they'd never, Junior and Joanna hadn't done yoga either before, just doing it with us. And it's like, like for us when we're doing yoga, we're talking about balance, we're talking about breathing, we're
talking about healing. The thing is, like,
connecting to our
there's
body,
so
and
few things that actually trigger the healing centers of neurology. And like Jesus says, like any house that is divided will fall. So therefore, everything good is from God. Everything bad is from the devil. It's like yoga is a healing movement.
It's like if you can measure healing from it, then it's good.
It's from God.
It's from God.
Yeah. So it's like right there, ipso facto, not the devil worship.
Yeah. So like a lot, like these girls, they'd heard of yoga, but like they'd never done yoga. They didn't know anything really about yoga, which I feel like for us, like yoga is pretty like common. Like I know, like in schools that I've taught in, like they do yoga or they do stretching. You know, they because they can't call it yoga for the same reason. Yeah. But so we did that, and it was the first time that I've ever been in a yoga class. Not that this was a class really, but it's the first time I've ever been doing yoga with a group that at the end, when it's like, okay, so you're relaxing in Shavasana, you're just laying on your back at the end after like kind of like a meditation, talking about relaxing your body and doing some like affirming and things. And then it's like, okay, now whenever you're ready, wiggle your fingers and toes, and then you can come to a seated position. Like nobody moved. There's like 12 people there, and I'm like, my Spanish isn't perfect. Maybe they didn't understand. I'm kind of like looking over at Joanna because she was like, I'd asked her to translate for me, but she's like, your Spanish is great. You don't need me to translate. So she just like, every once in a while I'd be like, how do you say knee again or whatever? And so she'd throw in a word for me, but she wasn't like translating for me. And so I'm like looking over at her because I was like, maybe I didn't say things right. And then she repeated it. And the way she repeated it, I'm like, I think that's what I said. I'm pretty sure. Like, you know, still nobody moved. I'm like, okay. And it was like another couple of minutes before like, you know, when somebody sits up, then the person sits up, you know, and then it's like, okay, people start sitting up. But like it was just a very, you know, whenever you've done a good yoga class and you're in a good Shavasana, because I don't like Shavasana because I don't like to lay still. So I'm always just like, when can I sit up? And whenever you say I can sit up, I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's get on with the day. Yeah. That was great.
Got stuff to do. Thanks for the class.
But, you know, it's like these girls, like that, like just moment of just like, just lay there. Just connect with your breathing. Feel the earth supporting you. It's like, yeah, I'm going to stay here for a minute. And then it's like when we all like, afterwards, I was like, how was that? How did you feel, you know, and everything. And that's just like, I feel like I could just forget about everything else. I could just forget about like the hard things in my life or my stress and things like that. It's just like another thing that like my own children I don't think would ever say, you know, like, oh, it's so nice to have a minute to just forget about the hard things in my life, you know. And we're very blessed if that is the case.
Well, and that's like was the point, like when we started off the whole camp, it's like we have been very blessed to now serve you. You guys have now served. Now it's our turn to serve you. And like even like girls, I'm like here doing dishes, which like the Dominican people, they're very machismo. Like it's like men are men and they're manly men and they would not do anything. Like and so it's like these little girls, I'm like, I'm doing the dishes because
it's a machismo, but I also think that there's like a class structure situation too, where it's like, if this is my job, then I'm gonna do my job. And
hey, Darlene.
So we were having our breakfast. So Devin and Junior, because Junior is an incredible chef, and so he was doing the food preparation, and then Devin was like, let me help you, because he was like, this is a girl's thing, like maybe I should like take a step back on this, you know, because normally Devin's like the guy in the spotlight, you know. And so I was like, well, I think it's important that you're, and I think that it was great the way that you were involved, but especially because with that, so Devin helped Junior prepare the food, and then he was there just kind of cleaning up as the kids are eating. So go ahead.
Yeah, and so like these little girls were like he shouldn't be doing that.
To Joanna,
he shouldn't be cleaning.
Or they were just asking Joanna. They were like, "Why is Dr. Devin doing dishes? We can do the dishes." And she's like, go ask him. And so they did.
And so then for me, I'm like, this is this is their day. Like they earned it. They served, and now this is their day for them.
Yeah.
And so and again, it's such a weird culture, because it's like in the Bible it says like, husbands, love your wife like Christ loved the church, right? Which means to serve your women, right?
I wouldn't even say that this is a weird culture. I feel like that's rampant.
Rampant, yes, exactly. Yeah, that's rampant.
Worldwide, probably.
Worldwide, yes. And so again, it was like another just like how like just good of people there. And then these kids, it's like we had to film video for like kids saying thank you to all the sponsors. And it's like we left out, and then like they all went and like cleaned all the dishes.
Because Junior had to leave because he had to get to work, and so Devin's like, hey, Junior, you go ahead and leave, and I'll finish up all the dishes and stuff. Don't worry about that. So he left, and then we were like taking the kids out of the room to the dishes, and then when we came back, Devin's like, we were taking the kids out to film, and then when we came back, Devin's like, who did all the dishes? Like, the kids do the dishes, which they're so sweet. But go ahead. I thought you were gonna say something else. I'll say something. So as we were eating, like Joanna came up and she was like in tears, and she said to me, she was like, she's like, obviously, like Joanna lives in this community too. Like she has had a lot of struggle in her life too, and it's not. But she was just saying, like, as we were here, like eating, and then there was more food, and we're like, she was like, hey, go, if you want more food, go have more food. There's more food over there. And a couple of the girls were like, are you sure? Are you sure it's okay if we have more food? And she's like, yes, have more food. There's more food over there. Everyone's eating. And she was saying, one or maybe more than one, but at least one girl in particular that she noted, like went and like made themselves another like egg sandwich, and she was kind of like, she actually said she made herself 2 more sandwiches, and she was kind of like huddled off to the corner, just like
stuffing them in,
eating them down as quick, kind of trying to do it like covertly. And Joanna was saying, I was just like, brought her to tears, which of course then also brought me to tears, that like just the reality of like they're experiencing real hunger, and they're so just to even if it were just bringing them out here just to have some good nutritious food, a minute to breathe, but that was very impactful. Also,
we've hosted groups, we've had people out here, we've done intensive healing things, we have hosted continuing education events, like hands down. Like yesterday was the most moving act of service that I've had here since 3 years ago when we bought this place.
Yeah, it was the most like, it felt like this is what we're here for. This is what we need to be doing. So it was really beautiful. Yeah,
because the thing is, it's like, we live in such a culture of like, tell people what to do, tell them what to do, but it's actually not true. Like the science is undeniably clear. It's like, if you can give someone a healthy environment that they can play in, their brain makes rapid changes hundreds of times faster, that then they take back into their lives. So it's like these kids that already have a heart of service, it's like we just give them opportunity to like multiply that.
They're just very sweet girls too, just very grateful and lovely and sweet to each other. And we went, and so then Joanna had intended after breakfast to do her like class with them and do like Bible study and whatever other lessons she wanted to do with them. And but she was like, I think let's just go let them play. Let's go let them play in the pool. And then she's like, after they've had a chance to play, I'll pull them aside and do like a poolside lesson with them, because like even like they were like, when they saw the pool, they were like, can we go down and look at it, and so they went down, and the Penny and Alicia, who spent a lot of time here, that's Joanna's daughter, they went down, and then when they came back up, Penny is like, one of the girls like, can I touch it? And Penny's like, after breakfast we're gonna come swim in the pool or whatever, like I'm gonna go back up now. But so they were very excited to be able to swim in the pool, and And then when Joanna's like, "Hey girls, come over here. I'm gonna teach you," and they just all gathered around her, and then like Joanna's very gracious when she speaks to me. She speaks to me like a small child, so I can understand her.
In Spanish, yeah.
So I can understand her Spanish well, and we can communicate. So when she was teaching the lesson, she was speaking much more fluently and with the Dominican slang and everything. So I couldn't follow everything, but among the things that she was like teaching them about was about like their body is a temple and how like don't take naked pictures of yourself and send them to people, and like talking about like the internet and like why that's a bad idea if somebody asks you to send them a naked picture and how that can go out and how the repercussions that can have. And I feel like these kids were age 8 to 16, and I cannot imagine ever being in a situation where you have that conversation with children and they're not like giggling.
Right.
It's like not a single giggle. They're just like taking it in like, I knew somebody that did that. Oh, that happened to so-and-so and blah, 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 you know, and it's just like, it's so like, they're like sexualized at such a young age here. And Joanna's told like that the Dominican Republic in general culture is like sexualized, especially when it comes to like girls.
Well, because
so
it's like prostitution is so rampant.
Yeah.
It's like, if you can get your daughter to be a prostitute when she's a teenager, it's like, you just
doubled your household income. Yeah.
tripled, right?
Yeah. So, but it was just like, even that, just like watching, like recognizing, like there's not a smirk among them. None of, you know, it's just like, oh, this is wisdom. Thank you.
Don't do that.
You know, and so she's like, okay, everybody promise me that you're not going to do that. And then,
and Joanna, we make her out to be a saint, but she is Dominican fire.
Yeah.
You mess with her little hand and she will cut you and cut you deep.
So she, yeah, that was another thing that like just stood out to me. But
it's like these kids need something that is not that culture.
Yeah.
Like even if it's just a breath.
And then she was just talking about also just like gratitude, which I feel like when you like boil faith or a relationship with Christ or and whatever you want to call it down, and this is probably cross religion. It's like and counter religion. Like if you just want to be a person that's like in line with the universe or however you characterize it, it's like gratitude is like the thing that everybody, you know, transcends everything. It's like just being grateful. And I think that like that is the thing, like that if we foster in ourselves gratitude and whoever we come in and neurologically, like if you can't be
in fear and anger and gratitude at the same time.
Yeah. So it's like whatever negative things you're feeling, like if you intentionally are like, okay, what are the things that I'm grateful for? It's like you cannot maintain both sides of that.
It allows God to like pump through you.
Yeah, and so that was the thing that Joanna ended on when she with the girls was just talking about like, be grateful for your parents even though they're not perfect. Be grateful for your siblings even though they're not perfect. Be grateful for your community even though it's not perfect. Be grateful for your enemies because that's who helps you grow the most, you know, and
amen.
So just I think it was a very beautiful, impactful day. Joanna was saying that she just thinks it was more than she could imagine, and Joanna was saying like that the girls were like, let's go clean up garbage again so we can come back. And Alicia too, like came up and she was like, the girls were talking on the drive and they're like, let's clean up garbage again so we can come have another complemento symmetry. So that was really sweet, cute, love it.
Yeah, and the thing is, for me, it's like, personally, it's sometimes hard, like when things are hard and you have a lot of enemies that you're interacting with. It's like hard to be at that grateful place. But like if you can get away from it for just like a moment and take a breath and then like experience that connection with God, it's easier to take it back into it. And that's really what I see this being, is like a moment of like, these girls are living it out, like that grind, that pressure to be sexualized, that pressure to
take care of their
family. And like a little girl, if you didn't see her, like little like
the littlest
Haitian looking girl, Daydre, Dere. She's like 8 years
She's
old.
8 and has 4 little brothers, and then it's like Joanna said that she has to spend a lot of her time taking care of her brothers. And
At 8. She's
yeah.
8 and she's tiny.
She's itty bitty. Yeah, she seemed like a baby, but of course she was also the youngest of the group that we had here, other than Callan. But yeah, just that impact of just like seeing her as this like little baby, you know, like sweetie, and then Joanna being like, oh, that's the girl that I told you about who has to take care of her little brothers all the time, so she can't, like, a lot of times can't go participate in other things, or can't go to school, or can't, you know, do extra things because her mom needs her to take care of the baby, you know, one, and the littlest one is a baby, like he's like 1, I think now, or close to. And so like Joanna was saying, like, I just went over there the other day and just held the baby for like an hour just so that Dana could just have a break, which is wild to me.
Yeah.
I was like, bring the baby. I'll hold the baby. I'm always willing to hold a baby. If you're out there and you have a baby, I'm here for you.
So thank you to everybody who made this possible. Everyone who came knew who sponsored them.
Yes, they're very grateful, and you guys know that somebody sponsored you to come here, and they're like, yes.
They very much wanted to earn their own way.
Yeah.
Which to me, it makes even more of a difference. It's like these kids who like wanted to earn it themselves. And there's an environment where they don't have the resources or the ability to do so.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
So thank you. We have a goal to make this like a regular program weekly. So if you would be interested in helping us with that, send us a message. Change the world. Anything else?
I don't think so.
How about the bugs?